O Brasil cedia em julho a reunião da cúpula do Brics, grupo de países emergentes que tem como objetivo a cooperação econômica e o desenvolvimento em conjunto. A Índia, membro fundador e segunda maior economia do grupo, atua como mediadora estratégica, representando o Sul Global e defendendo reformas multilaterais. No Cidadania de hoje, vamos falar com o analista político indiano Varun Suthra sobre o papel da Índia no bloco do Brics. Bem-vindo, Varun. Welcome, Varun, to Cidadania.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sayo. I am grateful that you are having me and giving me a chance to share my views and my knowledge with the people of Brazil. Thank you very much.
Sure. To start, I would like you to explain a little bit how is your work building bridges between India and other nations in order to achieve better results for your country?
Yes, thank you very much. I belong to an extraordinary organization in India, which is called Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences. And it's a university, and it's an exclusive university which shows the real beauty of India, because there we have children from 62 communities. When they come to university, they speak 62 languages. So this university does a great job of integrating all the indigenous tribal together and giving them free quality education from kindergarten to post-graduation. And this beautiful concept was started in 1992 and 93 by a great philanthropist, Dr. Achyuta Samanta, who was until 2024 also a member of parliament in Lok Sabha lower house, and also he was in upper house. So this man created this wonder, and I feel blessed. I got an opportunity to associate with this institution as Director for International Relations. So from him, from the institution, I got this inspiration, as he also believes in internationalization, globalization through universities and connecting the world. Mr. Sayu, I tell you that we grew up with a great thought. All Indians believe in one thing: one world is one family. As you had G20 last year, before you, we were having the presidency of G20. And our motto was one world, one family. And we have an excellent word for this in our language, Sanskrit, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which means treat everybody as one family. So I have made this theme, this, coming from my philosophy, as motto of my life. I live it, one world, one family. Today when I'm here in Brazil, I feel like family. And in these last 2-3 days, I'm so grateful that Senator Carlos Viana, my friend, invited me and showed me your culture, and I got so much love, and I feel like in family. So that's what I try to do through my work also, connecting the bridges. I believe if we start thinking and feeling like a family, there would be no conflict. So we can have more peace, we can have more prosperity, and like citizens from all countries, they can have, best benefits of living in this 21st century. I feel pain when we see that in this century, we're having conflict, we are having wars, but it should be other way around. And I think the problem is we don't think like this. We don't think like family.
In thinking about that, like uniting more countries in one big group, one big family.
Yes.
Brics just as to expansion, adding new countries such Egypt, Ethiopia, UAE. Do you believe that India has now a different strategic position in this group, like a bigger role or something?
I have always believed that given our ancient wisdom, our history, our culture, which we don't even know when it all started, when we are one of the oldest civilizations. So I believe as an Indian, and I am sure all leadership and the common people of India also believe a responsibility. We should act as a big brother in all the platforms. And I have seen we get huge respects from all across the world. And we are treated as big brother. And in the platforms, the bigger brother has bigger roles also, bigger responsibilities. Being bigger doesn't mean to dominate. Being bigger means to more compassionate, to more helpful. I tell you one very interesting thing. I'm sitting here today, and you will see on internet today, a man from Brazil, he got our national award, highest civilian award. You know why? Because that man was so fascinated by Indian spirituality. He started learning. He became a monk, and now he propagates Indian philosophy, culture, spirituality all over the world. And you all can check, he got the highest civilian award from India. So that's what, it's like one world, one family. So to your question, yes, in Brics, as you see now, since it's coming into existence, it's growing. More and more nations are wanting to be part of this group. So because they believe in the leaderships, they believe especially the role of countries like yours and us. We are big in size, big in population. So of course, our responsibility towards making a better world is also bigger.
When I started the show, I mentioned that Brazil will be holding the BRICS Summit during July. But here at the National Congress, we'll be having the BRICS Parliamentary Summit in June. And as a political analyst, in your opinion, what do you think should be India's priorities during this summit?
You have asked me my personal opinion. In my humble opinion, as far as great leaders are concerned, all the countries here, including India, at the moment, the priorities should be on cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and of course, in this existing scenario, global peace. So how the different countries can help in resolving existing conflicts. I think that should also be, and I'm hopeful all the leaderships are aware of all these crucial agendas. And another thing which I always lay emphasis on is climate change, because climate change has started affecting all of us. We have been observing for last 2 years extreme hot weathers, summers, unexpected storms. So this is high time. So far as two subjects are concerned, cybersecurity and climate change, I think we are already in the middle of crisis. And in climate change, I think we have already crossed the red line. So all such strong platforms should hold talks about these issues on utmost priority. That's what I feel.
It's interesting that you mentioned two of the main topics of the summit, the parliamentary summit here in Brazil of the BRICS. So I would like to start from the cybersecurity, which is, I think, included in the AI governance topic. And as a specialist, since India has an important position of technology worldwide, what contributions can India offer to the BRICS and to the whole world about cybersecurity and AI governance?
Yes, and currently AI governance has become an issue which needs everybody's attention, because now we are so interconnected, the entire world. You can send your message, your thoughts, your views instant from your device to anywhere in the world. So it is very important that we have an ethical governance. We need to govern, we need to watch, we need to assess what information is being fed through different social media platforms, and especially with the intervention of AI. It has come with such a speed that seriously even the people who were behind this, who brought this, the technical people, they could have not even assessed the threat, the other side. But now people like us and who are working as cybersecurity strategists in different leadership positions, we think that this is the time we bring ethical code into practice. Before coming here, I came from Madrid, where I was speaking in the Parliament of Spain, in the Senate, and my subject was cybersecurity. So in Indian perspective, I gave them an approach towards solution, and I took all my references from an ancient text which is called Chanakya's Kautilya Arthashastra. It was written like 2500 years ago by this great intellectual giant called Chanakya, who was a university professor, military strategist, and an intellectual giant of those days. And he could protect Indian borders from all invasions 2005 years ago. And you'll be amazed, he has given doctrines, he has given all the methods how we can preserve our borders from these kind of threats. And you won't believe it is still relevant. After 2,500 years, we need such texts. So that's what India's role come, to bring ancient wisdom into play. So whatever I speak, wherever I go, I tell people India has something very special, and that is for you, for all of us, because we are family. We don't say this is only to protect India. This is to protect all of us. In this connection, I will tell you an interesting story. There is a member of parliament, Dr. Nick Guger from Switzerland. Interestingly, he was born like 50 years before in India in a town and abandoned by his mother. And that man was adopted by Swiss parents. So see, he grew up in Switzerland, he speaks Swiss languages, and destiny had planned for him. He became first from Indian origin to become a member of parliament. And now he is propagating this Indian philosophy and role of India, and he's working in cybersecurity, AI governance. And recently I was amazed to see his work. He has started one series called Ganesha. Ganesha is one of the gods we worship in India, and it is believed Ganesha removes all your obstacles. So coming to your point, that Indian philosophy, Indian leaders who are well versed with all these thoughts could be very helpful now if we club this with modern technology from West and share this ethical code of conduct.
Also about protection online, there's a big discussion regarding to the freedom of speech and the regulation of the social media versus the protection of those who are online. What is your opinion about it?
I'm always very clear about this, that as I said, India believes in peace and non-violence. So non-violence doesn't only mean not hitting someone, not killing someone, not cutting something. Non-violence also means refraining from using violent words, because we believe in India the words are more sharp than a sword. So freedom of speech doesn't mean we use violence, we use hate, we use spreading wrong informations, which can have more serious ramifications. So I am absolutely not in favor of using freedom of speech in giving more platforms to hate speech, wrong information, mingling with somebody's elections or internal affairs. That I believe is not a freedom of speech. Freedom of speech should be used in everybody's welfare. For example, I just mentioned Chanakya. He was a strategist. He was like father of espionage in India, but he never used espionage in invading other countries. He used espionage in protecting ourselves. So that's why we need to draw this line. So that is why I say now this is the high time we should get back a little more into the history, bring these texts more into relevance, club them with modern accomplishments, and draw a code of conduct.
You were just speaking about violence, hate, and one of the main topics of the summit is just multilateral peace. So how could India mediate these conflicts in the world, even more with Russia, one of the leaders of the bloc, is facing right now a war scenario. So how could India help in this peaceful environment?
Of course, we have seen it always. Whenever it comes to peace, India takes a stance, clear stance. We stand for the peace. We are always ready to mediate. We are always ready to pray a role of a bridge. As you see, our Prime Minister always said, this is not the era of wars. And he was always ready. He visited the countries to mediate the peace. So same is the sentiment going down with everyone in India. You know, in our daily prayers, what we pray peace for universe. We call in Sanskrit Shanti. We say every day after our prayers, all Indian, all Hindus, they say Om Shanti, Shantir Antariksha. Antariksha means universe. So we are very proud to be having this legacy. We are part of a civilization. Even a child, our children at the morning in the prayers in the school, they say Om Shanti Shanti. Shanti means peace. So that's in our DNA, that's in our blood. So 100% wherever there is a conflict, we always pray for peace. And India always refrains from giving any statements which hurt any sentiments. Although we have been suffering a lot because of terrorism, because of hostilities against us, still we are progressing because we love peace. We want peace. That's what we want. Other countries, our neighbors, everybody that practice peace. India today has highest number of professionals, doctors, engineers, scientists. The leading companies in the world, they have CEOs from us. And I can tell you, they all believe, they pray in the common ethos, peace.
You mentioned some characteristics about India, such spiritual values, gods, beliefs. And then I ask you how India could use this spiritual background to achieve, to aim global peace, including having a bigger position in the United Nations Security Council.
Yes, I 100% believe. I grew up with this faith and belief. India is indispensable for world peace. And now we are one of the biggest economies. We have prospered a lot. Our education system is so strong. I represent a university, my own university, this Kalinga Institution of Industrial Technology, KIIT, producing excellent professionals. And I am amazed, thousands, I'm talking about now one university, and there are thousands of good universities. From my own university, thousands professionals are abroad. So wherever they are going, what are they bringing? Peace, prosperity, a philosophy which believes in coexistence. And in India, I'm proud we have this secular ethos. We believe in everybody is allowed to come, practice the religion without any conflicts. And the level of diversity, I told you, we have thousands of languages. Like 20, 30 are the main languages of different states. It's like many countries within a country. And as I mentioned about my own indigenous university, again, 62 set of another languages. So language represents a culture. So many cultures living beautifully with peace. This is the, highest example, the biggest democracy, and also unity in diversity. So I think we are the best role model for world peace, very important. And definitely, wherever required, India goes. Indian philosophy inspires peace. As I mentioned, one of your Brazilian, he was so influenced by Indian philosophy, and now he is teaching everywhere this philosophy of peace, of love, of brotherhood, of inclusion, of coexistence. I feel very sad when some leaders these days, they still in 21st century, due to some reasons, they say they don't believe in coexistence. We believe in coexistence, unity.
Now going back to a topic which is climate change, and you are a specialist about it. India just called Brics on a Climate Unite cooperation for a fund of $1.3 trillion on climate cooperation. Do you think this fund, this idea of this fund can be successfully discussed during the summit?
I'm sure, because I believe in what I see. I see in India, we have now been shifting very fast towards renewable sources of energy. Recently, India has already started building huge wind energy plants in Gujarat. India has already started and traveled many miles. So I believe it will definitely happen, and India is serious with this. And again, like in our culture also, our philosophy also, we believed that climate preservance is very, very important. I always tell people that cybersecurity, in that case, we are in mid of the crisis. But in climate change, we have crossed the red line. So we have to do now something. We have to act. There is no time for making any roadmaps now. We have to act. And India has started. Our 2030 mission, we have already started working on that.
As you said, you feel at home here in Brazil and you feel like a family. I would like you to give you your expectations about bilateral contributions between our two nations, and how do you see nowadays contributions between the countries?
I felt really being home in Brazil, I found a lot of cultural similarities, diversity, especially in food, then your regions. I didn't know before coming here that you have such a diverse landscape like we have in India. So already I think what we see now, Brazil or India have been connected on many platforms except from Brics also, and a lot of educational institutions, they have collaborations which are going very successful, and a lot of like business chambers, they have already been very successful in implementing bilateral relations in trade, in commerce. Also culturally, I think we are quite close. When I'm here, I feel that we are close. Well, like I tell you one interesting thing, we also believe like guest is God. We say in Sanskrit, Atithi Devo Bhav, which means guest is God. We do anything we can do to make him, the guest, feel home. Similar sentiments I saw here. Everybody is, reciprocating the same gesture. And for the future, I think is quite bright, because with now good options to travel across, know each other, and Brics has already opened for universities also a special segment for collaborations. I see a lot of universities are part of that. So when this sort of cultural exchange is continued, so I mean, then distance doesn't matter. Distance doesn't matter then, and I hope that we will soon have direct flights also from your cities to our cities. That will make a big difference.
And Varun, as a political analyst, what do you expect about the final document of the Brazil's parliamentary summit of the Brics?
I think, so I will talk specifically about India and Brazil, I will not rest of the countries. This would bring more trust among leaderships. Also, it will percolate down to the common people. Whatever the leaders do, it ultimately is to impact the common citizens. So I believe both sides have that sense to do as far as possible to bring us more closer. So this distance, which is because of geography, this distance we forget and we make more stronger ties. We visit each other more, we mingle into each other more, and we learn from each other, we share with each other more. And both countries are one of the big countries of the world, and both nations will play good role in leading this world towards a more peaceful one.
Thank you very much, Varun Suthra, for your participation here in Cidadania.
Thank you very much for having me, and I say, as we say in India, Dhanyavad.
Thank you. E obrigado a você que nos prestigia com a sua audiência. Esse programa já está disponível para você rever ou compartilhar no nosso site, senado.leg.br/TV, ou também no nosso canal no YouTube. Aproveite e se inscreve lá. Até o próximo Cidadania.